Hey, welcome Broken World Entertainment. And an interesting article has come out on Bounding into Comics about Chuck Dixon, the famous comic book writer, who says he doesn't think James Gunn knows what the audience wants with his DC slate. So this is a bit of a long article, but we'll dive into it because it's interesting to see what he says. So legendary DC Comics writer Chuck Dixon, who created Batman villain Bane alongside Graham Nolan and rejuvenated Firefly, shared his thoughts on James Gunn's upcoming DC slate. Dixon shared his thoughts during episode 130 of Ask Chuck Dixon on his YouTube channel, where he was asked by Eric Moran, James Gunn has announced his slate of movies and TV shows. What do you think about what's coming up? Dixon replied, well, it kind of looks like a mixed bag to me. I got to wonder if Gunn's proposed list is for real. Is it a wish list? Are these things actually going to be put on a schedule? It seems like an ambitious list. Seems like a lot of stuff. It seems like he's gonna be writing a lot of it. I mean, if he writes all the things he says he's going to write, he's not going to be leaving the house anytime soon. But I got to wonder, is this just a pie in the sky? Is this just a wish list? It's interesting. Dixon continued, some of the things seem extremely underwhelming. Some of the things seem to exist only to check boxes. Quite frankly, I don't care. I know you don't want to hear that, but I don't care. I've never seen a DC based movie that I've liked ever. And I don't think I'll ever see one. And now that they've moved far, far away from the source materials, I really just have no interest. Harsh, but I get it. So we pivoted to wondering why Gunn was picked, and he says the choice of Gunn to basically be the basket they put all their eggs in, I don't understand it given his track record. Yes, he had enormous success with Guardians of the Galaxy, but if you look over the rest of the films he's been involved with, it's okay. I mean, they earn money. They weren't blockbusters. They weren't huge, really. The only big thing he was involved with was Guardians of the Galaxy. Dixon then said, while I find a lot of this stuff entertaining, over time you kind of see the notes coming. I'm kind of familiar with his repertoire. I don't see how it's going to translate to DC. And I don't understand why in an industry like entertainment, where everything is about conservation of risk, you would hand over everything to one guy. A bit on what he says there is kind of echoing what Gary from Nerdrotic says in response to James Gunn possibly directing the likes of the Superman movie, where he just doesn't see how James Gunn could direct a normal superhero. He's always gone for the kind of oddball kind of characters. Anyway, Dixon continued, now I understand there's other films that are in production that he won't be involved with. Of course, there's talking about Flash and Aquaman and stuff. But the idea is, as I see it, is that once all those films are finished and released, everything coming out of DC in movies and television is going to be Gunn. All Gunn, all the time. I just don't see how you can take a slate like that and have any hits. There's no diversity of thought or approach. Excuse me. everything is going to be seen through the lens of one guy, which is true. For some reason, I don't think James Gunn is a Lewis B. Mayer, Dixon posted. I don't think he knows what the audience wants. Excuse me again. So it's an interesting take he has, but it makes a lot of sense. And I'm not overly excited about the idea of Gunn writing a lot of this stuff, which is funny when he says at the end of that presentation of the slate, where he's like, oh, what's our main focus is what the writers want to do, get their story across, and the directors. And it's like, you're writing the majority of this stuff. I mean, clearly he's writing Superman. He has said so. He's written Creature Commando. By the sounds of things, he's writing The Authority because that's his passion project. So it's kind of, it makes sense when you hear Chuck Dixon saying you're going to see all of this stuff through one guy's vision. Yeah. Anyway, thought it was interesting. So I'll leave it there for this one. Cheers. Catch you in the next one.